Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Recanto da Alvorada with me, Brian Brew Royalty. Well, picked up a nice little cultivating contract here. After doing three harvesting contracts, we actually had about 9 tons spare out of one of the contracts, which has gone straight into the silo at the farm. But we had two cultivating jobs. One of them was this big one and a very small one, so did the small one off camera. We're getting a bit of money here. Let me see now. Oh yeah, it's only barely changing colour. Okay, let's go. Don't know what was happening there. Yeah, so we also have our field of oats has to be harvested, so we're going to get that done now as well. And let's hope another contract or two can pop up. July the 2nd in game. And not a whole pile of contracts popping up, but enough to keep me going, I guess. It'd be lovely to hit over that 100,000 mark. And I don't really know whether we're going to automatically buy land or upgrade our machinery. I haven't got that quite planned out yet, but you never know. Not lights there. It is of course 7 a.m. in the morning game time, and also must check this to see. Nope, nothing there. Haven't had anything really worthwhile pop up in the used vehicle section for a long time, but I'm sure there will be something again soon. I know a lot of people are playing Silver Run Forest, the new DLC, and I've also started a Let's Play on that, but I'm definitely going to continue with this Let's Play because I really enjoy the farming side of Farming Simulator, not just forestry. Forestry is, you know, it's a bit of fun on the side, but I really like the farming part of it. So this little cultivator cultivates at 9 miles an hour. That ain't bad. We won't be long doing this field. And I think it's nearly 4,000 is the reward for doing this with your own machinery. So yeah, we have spare barley and canola in our silo from the harvests. The canola, the highest price you get for that is in November, and the barley of course is December. So once November comes, we'll be selling the canola, and then everything else that we have in storage can go in December. I think including the eggs. I think that's when the egg prices go up as well. So we'll be maximising profits. I would like to get a tractor with a little bit more horsepower, maybe a little faster. It would be lovely to have a 32-mile-an-hour tractor to get around this map rather than 25. I know it doesn't seem like much, but we're also getting a little bit more horses, you know. But this will do for now. It's just where I'd like to be at. Just have a little bit more juice under the bonnet. I mean, cultivating contracts are the handiest of the whole lot of them. You just point and go. Did see a few new maps drop there. Well, new, but they were on FS19, so that's nice. A few nostalgic maps popping up. And I did see one forestry map popped up. I don't even know if anyone would even look at that forestry map now, considering Silver Run Forest is around. I mean, it's going to be very hard to compete with that. Just bad timing, I guess, with the... It's all about everything, isn't it? The timing. Nope. One motor in here. Little bites. This little cultivator really works well. I think it's the case cultivator, wasn't it? But any small little horsepower tractor can really pull this, no problem at all. Even the little farm all we had was pulling this, so we don't need to worry about that. do need to get our oat field harvested and get those oats into storage. And I'm guessing the oats might be December when the prices peak. Whenever those prices peak, we will be selling. And we're going to maximize our profits for this year, and hopefully coming into next year we'll have a nice bit of money put aside to maybe buy some land and upgrade some machinery. Kind of goes like that sometimes, the cycles. You get a couple of nice little tractors popping up at half price, and then all of a sudden you start getting stuff that pops up that you'd never use in game. It's probably my fault for having too many mods installed. I really should go through the mods at this stage from Mod Hub and delete the ones that I never use. And of course I always give 5 stars to the mods I do use and I like. And just something there to say to you, that if you are using a mod from Mod Hub and you're hitting the button and you're driving around in it or using it, don't forget to give the little 5 stars for the mod maker, because it's very important, you know, very important for them to know that they're doing a good job, and to let giants know that you think that they're doing a good job by sending in their 5 stars. And of course the opposite works as well. If you see something that you think is terrible and you know it doesn't work or whatever, I'm sure you could give it a couple of stars or 1 star or whatever. I haven't had much call to do that now, because generally the mods that I check, the mods that I use are very good. And the ones I kind of like from the off, I kind of stick with. So let's just keep an eye here as well on our contracts in case something pops up. But yeah, we're at 41% of this already, so we're flying. Just give it. Oh yeah, big bag lifter. You can see even going up the hills now, the Deutz isn't changing its miles per hour or anything like that. It's well able to pull this because it has wheels on it, I guess. It just makes it so much easier to pull. It's only barely scratching the surface of the ground. Lucky enough we'll have enough to be doing. Once we get this field harvested, the oat field, we'll be able to go to our other field and start cutting down trees and reclaiming a bit of land, plough it out, do whatever we have to do. So that will keep us very busy. We won't need to be skipping through the whole winter this time, I hope. Just try to future-proof the old farm. But yeah, we've nearly 80,000 in the bank. That's not bad considering we started with 0. And we do have some machinery, as you know, but probably not the best of gear. Gets the job done. And if you're going to keep borrowing the equipment to do all the work around the place, contracts and everything, it does take a nice chunk out of it. You know, as does hiring workers. Hiring workers just does not work if you're trying to make money. If you have lots of money, good luck. But when you're trying to make a bit of money, hiring workers is not a great job. So what I think I'll do now is I'll just plod along here. I'll finish the rest and I can cut back in at the end. See you in a bit. And we're back just in time to finish this contract. I'd say it should be finishing up anytime soon. The crows can pick through the rest of the bones here. Come on now. Has to be finished shortly. Active. I get stuck into harvesting the oats Come on. Yes. Lift the cultivator. And I think we're going up this way. Yeah. I knew it was over here somewhere. Let's just take a chance. In cab. And of course we get to collect $84,146 dollars, and not too bad. Oh yeah, we have to aim over here for this car, isn't it? Good landmark, that police station. Handy little landmark to have. Oops, must have hit that by mistake. You kind of see it down this valley here. And let's just double check here. Yep. Nope, nothing nice has popped up there yet either. Be back at the farm now in a minute. And we're going to set about harvesting our oats because we'll have a pile of work to do with them. We'll have straw to bring in and everything like that, but we don't have to go too far to get it to our silo. All the same. Oh, that car is going to beat us. We were going to beat that car. So we'll let him off. I'll leave an indicator in here just to let them all know. Now, knocked it off. And clucks. Make sure enable straw swat. Turn it on. Let's get harvesting our wheat. Oh, sure I can't. Hold on now. Let's get rid of this bloody barley that's inside the tank first. 641 litres. It'll all go to a good cause. Maybe I should dump it into the chickens. And the chickens probably wouldn't even take it in the chicken pen. No, we'll dump it into the silo. I can start from this side, then. Makes no odds. I forgot I had that net there. Remnants of one of the contracts. Oopsie goofy. Come on now. Stop hitting all the machinery. Wouldn't mind if it wasn't my machinery, but it is. And I just gently tap that water wagon in there. Well, it's perfect. Oh, missed a bit under the wheel. Oh well. Good looking tanks. Get it in a minute. So yeah, interesting to see what kind of yield we're going to get off this field, since we did it all ourselves. Hopefully, piles and piles. We see roughly what there's going to be about 12 up and downs. We're going to have 10, so yeah, I'm going to say, got to put my neck on the line and say we're going to have about 12,000 litres of oats from this field. That's my prediction. Let's see how it goes. Hey, if we get more, all the better. Where's that? No. I'm going to go up and down because it's easier for me to pick it up. I don't want any messing around. I just want to pick up the straw. What did I say? 12,000 litres. Yeah, okay. Or 12 ton or whatever it is. Perfect. Let me see now. Nothing popped up there. No contracts available. but it is the 2nd of July, so maybe more will pop up today, maybe more pop up on the 3rd of July. This is the most important harvest, your own field. Gotta get this right. Actually, you know what? These things are just in the way. I don't need them. Sure, I'm going to be dumping straight in. Don't need the trailers and things. Hold on. Whoops. Out of the way, mate. I got no brakes. Drive over here as quick as look at you here. Go back through around now again. Just get out of the way here. Knock it off. Get this out of the way as well. I can dump that there. I'll get this fella out of the way here. Oh, there's water in it. May as well dump it out. Perfect. Oops. Went over a blue bucket. Oh. Oh, that was the way. Probably should have done that before I started, but hey, that's how it goes around here. 84,000. Can't hardly believe it, but I got that. I'm looking at it. There we go. Well, I did see that a version of this Bison came out. Exactly, different color, brown, but exactly the same spec, everything like that. The only thing is, only available in manual. I don't think I've ever driven a manual. It's always been the automatics in game, but I mean, I imagine it wouldn't be too difficult to drive the manual harvester, half the price, and buy a different modder, which is unusual because it looks exactly the same. I'll have a look at it now when we get to the very end. But there it is there. 23, 45, manual, variable. Exactly the same. I don't know how I'd feel about that if I was, a modder making mods, and came up with one, and then all of a sudden someone came out with the exact same thing that was just a little bit of a different color, but in manual gearbox. I mean, I don't know if that takes much to do. Maybe it's a completely new mod. Maybe, you know, maybe it's completely different, but it's the same. We probably wouldn't have gone noticed only for I'm using it, like. But, you know, I probably wouldn't have noticed that it was exactly the same, only for I'm using it. Let's just knock this off, see? Where is it? Harvesters, here we are. Exactly the same, look. 200 litres, 200 litres, 3540, 3540. Different tonnage. Oh, you can get it in red with a chopper. Definitely a different modder. Yeah, oh, there's different setup on it, but I don't know. I saw it coming out, and I know EY Modern did this one. I think it was EY Modern did this buys on here, but I'm really certain there's a different modder that did the other one. Just something different to be looking at it. I wasn't sure. I think that's the first time I've seen that, apart from the John Deere's. There was a lot of John Deere's, and I know there was a couple of the case tractors kept coming out from different modders and stuff like that, but they're kind of the same. And wasn't there that pack with the Hurleyman and the Lamborghini and all that from FS19 that just kept perpetually coming out? It was out, it was in, it was out. There was a new modder, it was updated. Ooh, that one used to drive me spare, because you'd see it'd be out, it'd be up, it'd be down. Every 2 or 3 weeks there was an update to it. I guess with just the modder doing his best, his or her best, just to bring us the best he could. But may as well dump this here now. 73%, so we have 37. Yeah. My bold prediction of 12,000 doesn't seem to be. Oh, there's nearly 4 in that. Taking our eggs to the market as well. I'll go back down here because I need to keep an eye on them. I want to keep an eye on all these prices. I want to be maximizing my budget. There we go. Look at me being all responsible, putting the straw up and down. I'm just hoping that a few more contracts will pop up, because we're going to need the money for sure. No matter what we do in the game, we're going to need the money. I was toying with the idea of maybe a tractor, the little Deutz or something. It's not too much money. This guy 28,000, and I think it's 143 horsepower. Took me a little bit of time now to get to this again, but yeah, 24 mile an hour. 143 horsepower. The only thing is, it doesn't have a front loader on it, but it does have the front 3-point link with the PTO, front PTO. So I think the John Deere tractor can take a front loader, so maybe we go with the John Deere with the front loader, and we go with the Deutz around the farm. But when I started looking at it then for 28,000, I was thinking to myself, maybe just hold tough and get a tractor that does, instead of doing 24 miles an hour, maybe one to do 32 miles an hour, because that would be sweet. The joys of always wanting new machinery. I guess I don't really have the need for that. 143 horses as such, but it would help. The other thing I was thinking about doing was the trucks, the really old trucks at the end. These guys, is it 58? I forget about him. These guys, 20,500. If I bought one of them and traded in the 2 little trailers there and got myself a truck trailer instead for doing the harvests, I'm sure it would hold a lot more than those 2 trailers. But I know it's more money again being spent. I was just trying to think outside the box of how to maximize what we have. The biggest horsepower drainers we have are the plow. plow is one of the bigger ones there. That's a problem. I don't know if this reversing right. The plow is one of the bigger horsepower drainers. That's, you know, it needs a decent ton of horsepower. But the other thing as well is when those two trailers are full and you're trying to drag them up hills and down hills, oops, missed a bit there. The John Deere is kind of able to do it. Sure, that doesn't only but have 100 horses as well, I think, isn't it? Yeah, small tractors. Yeah, so yeah, that's only about 100. You're talking about nearly twice as much. Oh, look at all this chatting has made me miss my little bit of oat there. There we go. Come on now. But yeah, don't know if there's any cheap truck trailers here. 59,000, like, that ain't cheap. Plus the 20,000 for the truck. I'm very certain that the truck would be able to pull a full trailer up and down the hills around. Then don't want to get stuck either. The choices that us farmers have to make. Anyway, I'm going to finish this field and we'll cut you back in again just at the end of it again, like we did before, so that this episode doesn't run on too long. Well, here we are again, just at the end of the oat harvest, and well, my maths wasn't too far wrong. We had 8,700 plus the 1,700 here, so that's 9,700 is 10,500. Not too far wrong, but I forgot that this little piece of the section was gone here, so not quite the 12,000 that I had envisaged, but hey, it's all going into the bank for later on. That's what we need to do. Needs to be stored. The oats price fluctuations and the same again. So it's December again. We can knock that off here. Just trying to think now, is it going to be worth my while to rent? I might just rent a forage wagon. 46. The TARDIS is down here, yeah. So you can rent these ones here from Omatana. One is very large, one is normal, but you can rent them for how much? Select and just lease. Yeah, so 2,820. So that's what I might do. But first, I think I'm just going to get the Deutz or refill this water trailer so that I can give more water to this the greenhouses here. And I have a barrel of diesel up at the shop that I want to pick up as well, because I want to refill all my tractors and things. The straw is okay here for another bit. So I think that's going to be it for episode 10. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to all my subscribers. Don't forget to hit the like button. I hope you're enjoying it. We'll continue with Silver Run Forest as well at the same time, but we'll also be here in Brazil building our farm. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.